part due. Very nice.
Well, I'll tell you, it's our second half, April
is.
17th. Dudes like us!
Like Sean is primed. He's had 8.
Primed.
He had a whole bottle of...
So primed.
I don't care. I'm getting hammered.
what the hell did we just drink? Redemption?
Redemption bourbon, 88 proof.
Yeah, Sean had the whole bottle.
It was the
Well, it was like drinking iced tea.
pre-prohibition recipe, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what it said on the bottle.
That was good.
It was good.
It was just 88 proof.
Well, welcome back to the podcast. Well, I think we're all a little amped because it's been so long, and we're so excited to tell our stories and to be together and at the mic.
It's a true brothership, you know.
Brothership.
Brotherhood. No, but I've been watching
The Bourbon Brotherhood.
watching Fallout. I was thinking Brother and Steel.
I watched that. That was your fault, Mr. Producer. You were watching it when I came over to visit, and we watched the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode.
Was it good?
It was good.
I enjoyed it.
I tell you what.
Did you guys play the video game?
No.
No.
Oh,
I had never even heard of it.
It's good by itself, but when you watch it and you see these little Easter eggs of the things that are actually in the video game,
I figured
it's like
it has much more meaning.
It's so exciting to see some of that stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, that's cool to see it in 3D like that, you know?
Yeah, we watched it, and at first we were like, this just shock value violence, but then it became funny. It became
There's a little.
I was laughing out loud many times.
There's little.
Later.
Well,
gratuitous
my
things.
wife checked out. She's like, you can watch the rest of it.
Shelley stuck it out.
After one episode, she's like, yeah, you can watch
Yes,
this.
the first couple
it was
episodes.
tough.
The first couple episodes are shock value violence, like gore, right?
Yeah.
And we stuck through it, and Shelley thought it was great.
They introduced the characters like Ghoul, you know, or the.
I saw Ghoul.
You
Yeah.
know. It's so you checked out too.
No, I've only watched one.
Oh,
So far.
that's nothing. I mean, I've watched the whole thing.
Yeah, you got to get.
Well, I'll watch the rest of it. It's just I haven't had time.
It's well worth it.
Yeah, the first 2 or 3 episodes we were on the fence about continuing, and then it started to come together, and
But for me,
it was good.
To me, I watched every episode and relished every moment because
you had a frame of reference.
I do have a frame of reference, and it's interesting because the video game itself. First of all, there's several versions of it. You know, the Fallout 4 Vegas 76, which is a multiplayer game, and I think there's one other one. But like Fallout 4 is the latest one. It's based in the Northeast, in Boston area, and it uses the map of the actual city, so you can actually
interesting.
run the streets. There's you go to museums that are there. There's tons of Easter eggs in the Fallout 4 for that you can actually go to Boston and see. It's a lot of history. They talk about things that's kind of cool. The actual movie or the miniseries is based on California, so it's a separate storyline happening, and it tells you details.
You're right. It is California because the Hollywood sign and all that.
It tells you details about the video game that you never really knew.
If you played it.
Yeah, well, yeah, because when you play, there is a storyline, but you don't really understand what's going on, and there's bugs in it because nothing's perfect when it comes to these video games. But when I say bugs, I'm talking about anomalies that you never able to finish.
Yeah, sure.
But with the storyline, they have an actual congruent point of reference. What's happening and how do they get to that? And I'm not going to give out the whole story, but it all boils down to greed.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course.
You know, it's amazing.
So
I enjoyed it.
I had never seen that actress. She's got the biggest eyes.
The hell, just sickly.
She was in Belgravia.
She's cute, and she has these ginormous eyes.
Yeah, that's kind of sickly.
I almost thought she was AI at one point.
No. Yeah, she's in. You'd probably
Goddamn
like
lizard.
it. It's a period
Oh, you don't think
piece.
she's cute?
Oh, she's way cute.
It's a period piece. You like those period pieces. Belgravia. You should watch that.
Belgravia.
Yeah,
Do you know what that's on?
I don't remember. We watched it.
Something?
It takes place in the late 1800s or something like that.
She's got the biggest eyes I've ever seen, and I was just like, that can't be real. And it is. She's a real.
But the thing about it is when they take these photo shoots of these models, whether it's a guy or a girl, they usually enlarge the eyes. when they do the photo editing,
Yeah, there she is at Belgravia.
Oh, yeah.
they can show you a before and after picture of these photos they take of random people, and they usually that's one of the first things they do. They do not have to with her. She's got big ass bug eyes.
Dude,
It's almost sickly.
No, I was the opposite. I was like,
She's attractive. Don't get me
I was
wrong.
mesmerized by her gigantic eyes.
Is
I
she
wouldn't
juggy?
kick her out of bed. No, she's not.
No,
she's not very juggy.
She's not very juggy.
There
no.
was a sex scene.
She's just a beautiful.
But they-
in
but
the
they
beginning.
didn't. But they didn't show her.
Yeah, they didn't show anything. It was very. It was non-gratuitous. You know when it.
Ella,
Yeah, it was-
Ella Purnell.
It was classy.
Yeah.
Well, not
is
really.
she? What kind of ethnicity is she? She looks kind of
Romanian.
Eastern Bloc or something.
I said Romanian. Yeah, we're on the same page here, Jeff.
Oh wow, we're just Bee Gees again.
Bee Gees.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love BG. Oh, BGs. Oh, sorry.
Ella
Purnell.
Burnell.
There you go, right there.
Here we go.
Nude.
Oh well, hold on. Before you look it up, what do you think? Where is she from, Sean?
I have
before
no
look-
idea. I think she's from London.
Well, yeah.
You
It
think
said
she's
London
British?
up there.
You think she's British?
I think
All right.
she's from New England or
Well,
England.
Well, yeah, but saying that you're from England doesn't really.
Yeah,
mean
what's her
anything these
background?
days.
All right, click on her. All right, here we go.
Where's her parents from?
Early life.
Well, she was born in
London.
Whitechapel area of East London on
Oh.
September 17th, 1996, and raised in Bethnal Green. She attended Bethnal Green Montessori, Forest School, the City
Yep,
of
there it
London,
is.
School for Girls, and the Young Actors Theatre, Islington. She's also attended classes weekly at the Sylvania
Yep.
Young Theatre School. Blah,
Do
blah,
you
blah.
know what happened in Whitechapel?
Something about Neil Sean and
No.
What's
No,
Whitechapel? What are you talking
Whitechapel.
about?
That is where I believe Jack the Ripper took place.
Oh.
wow.
Was in Whitechapel.
It says her great grandfather was from Romania. So I'm right.
I
There
don't
you
think
go.
that's
Okay,
Eastern
let's
at
moving
all.
on. Moving
Eastern
on.
Bloc.
Yeah, you don't have
I
to
don't
look.
think that's
go
true at all.
She's
Get that
very
off of there
Eastern
now.
Blocky looking.
Easter blocking.
Get a quick
She's really cute.
DNA test. The 321.
23andMe. You know what? My wife. Okay. The Beam. I don't want to get too far into the Kentucky story, but it seems like every single distillery in Kentucky is tied to a Beam, like Jim Beam, or Jacob Beam, or David Beam. Like there's a massive.
Well, Jim Beam was one of the oldest ones out there. I believe.
No, he's one of the youngest in the tree.
No,
like
I think,
recent.
I think Jim Beam itself as a distillery is an old one.
Yes, it is.
It's by Brown. Does Brown Foreman own them?
Yeah, the Beam family owns the Jim Beam actual distillery.
I thought Brown Foreman owned them. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, when Shelley got all wrapped up in, like, she wants to know the family tree of the Beam family and how and why they're so connected to every single distillery, because it was like 12 sons or 12 kids, and the firstborn was the one that got to carry on the distillery, so the other ones did their own. So I'm telling you, the Beam family is in almost every distillery in Kentucky. So then Shelley was like, I want to know all the history about the Beam family, and I want to see the family tree. And then she goes, it's funny, she was like, I want to do the 23andMe to find out what our
You don't want to do 23andMe. They
I
sell their
know.
stuff to the government.
I know. But Shelley wants to do that now because of this.
Well, do the ones that don't
Trip
sell their
that we
stuff to
went
the
on.
But
government.
hold on. But so what?
I don't want that.
So what? Why?
Well, you can sell your stuff to the government. I don't want to.
Okay, but why?
I don't want my stuff in the government. That
Right.
should be enough.
He wants his privacy.
I want my privacy.
He doesn't want.
But you're not selling to the government.
23andMe does.
Yeah, they do. That's how they're solving cold cases.
But what exactly are they selling to the government?
Your DNA. Jinx.
Yeah, but I mean, what exactly is it that you're trying to
let's
keep private?
look. How many along this tree have taken the COVID vaccine? How many have been vaccinated throughout their life?
No, that doesn't show up.
Or maybe they
Does it?
start.
No,
How do
it
you
doesn't.
know?
Maybe they start.
I've already taken the 23andMe before COVID was even there. So,
Well, maybe COVID doesn't, but all the other stuff may.
so your number one reason is COVID.
No.
No. It's
I
just-
don't want my stuff in government's hands.
Yeah, it's a distrust of the government.
I mean, you act like they don't already have it.
They don't.
How do you know that?
Because he's never submitted his DNA
never
to
submitted my
23andMe.
I mean, look, you take blood tests, right? You don't
As
think
far as I know, the government does not have my stuff. It's my choice. I don't want it. You can give your stuff to the government if you want. I don't want it.
You know,
no, I mean voluntarily, but I'm saying they probably have it anyways.
you know how it's creepy.
I don't think they do.
You know how it's creepy when they're latching on, they're chasing somebody and they're trying to find evidence, and then they go through their trash.
Oh yeah.
And they get DNA from their trash.
They
Their
can.
clipped toenails.
Yeah, or like their Q-tip, or
You can.
or
They can.
crazy.
Look, if they want your DNA, they're going to get it. Doesn't matter.
If they have a
You know?
reason.
I think it's cool from a genealogy position.
I'd rather go with a different company that wouldn't give my stuff away.
Well, then do it.
And who are the
I
other
have no
ones?
desire to do it.
Yeah, who are the other ones? I don't even know.
Yeah, but you're
There's a few
really
others.
you're almost angry that we're kind of pushing this on you.
Well, no,
I'm
you're pushing it on me.
Yeah, well, I'm
It's
trying
my
to understand you.
It's my choice. I don't want it. That should be
Okay,
enough.
all right. So let me reframe the question. Would you be interested to find out your family tree?
No.
That's the part I don't understand. Why wouldn't you?
What does that mean to me?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
It means nothing to me.
Well, why doesn't your family tree
knowing
mean
your
anything to you?
lineage is kind of a
They're
cool
dead.
thing. A lineage is
I
kind
know
of a
my
cool
parents. That's enough for me. I know my grandparents. That's enough for me. I don't need to know who
yeah.
somebody was in 1800.
thing. That's
It means
interesting.
nothing to me.
Really, I would be curious to know, like, if my great 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 grandfather invented the steam engine.
I don't care.
Really
Yes, I don't.
interesting.
So
So
it
how?
doesn't matter to me.
Hmm.
It impacts my life zero if I
Yeah.
found that
I
out.
mean, but there are some American families that know, like, they know.
Of course.
Well, and it's a sense of pride for them. Like they know. There's like
I
some,
would never use that in my life.
yeah, like
I
some,
would never go out and say so.
But you like reading books
I'll read books.
and you like learning history.
Sure.
So I mean,
It doesn't matter if my family was involved or
you know,
not.
that actually is a good question. So let's say you did know, like, multiple generations, like who came over, what they did, you know, what from your perspective, Sean, what, knowing that information, is it simply an interesting history lesson, or does it give you inspiration to know that you come from a lineage and a family crest that had like some sort of profound impact on humankind? Like what?
I'm kind of with Jeff. I don't.
What would you get out of it?
I don't care. I just kind of want to. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it just
Well,
because
that's
I'm
fine.
curious. It's
So
not a
like,
matter.
So like a history lesson.
Well, again, it's not. I don't care what it is. I just kind of I get comfort, kind of saying, oh, that's where it came from. Oh, that like when I went to Shebig Island and a year ago, whenever that was, whatever it was, I went.
Yeah. Nantucket.
I learned a ton about the Colbeth side of my dad's family. And I thought that was really interesting. Just where they came from, how they grew up, and how they lived.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know, how...
Hold on. Did you learn particular people?
Yes.
Or did you just find out that you're 71% Prussian or
No,
whatever,
no.
that kind of shit?
Well,
Native American.
That's what the DNA tests kind of do. But some of them, like the 23andMe, for example, you know, I'm meeting people I've never met before. You know,
Yeah.
like I've got 1,000 relatives on my list.
That's kind of cool, though.
And it is, excuse me, and I've even looked up a couple on Facebook, and we've connected, and it's kind of cool, and it's kind of like second cousins, and we'll never talk, it'll never be anything, but
you won't do like a gigantic.
there's no
picnic
family reunion kind of
Where
happen.
you're grilling hot dogs for all of your
Well,
family
you just want to
members.
know,
Whatever.
like, if I'm having sex with a chick, is she related to me?
Oh no
That's
shit!
what it's good.
No.
I'm boning my fourth cousin
No, again, damn it.
Oh, again.
Yeah.
again.
Right.
No,
this
but
is the seventh time.
I find it fascinating because look, my mother's name is Pabst, and I was kind of wondering, am I related to the Pabst Blue Ribbon beer folks? You know, and after doing a little research, it turns out I'm pretty damn close. You know,
Yeah.
but after research of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer actually has nothing to do with fucking Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. They actually bought the recipe from Milwaukee. You know, so it's like,
which means
know.
you got no money coming to you.
It doesn't matter. That's not the point. Well, actually, a couple kegs here and there would be all right. You know, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, you show up at the distillery
Hey, how
or
you
at the
doing?
brewery
By the
with
way,
your 23andMe report, and you're like, listen,
I'm part owner.
I'm 4 times
I am
removed
now. That's
from
my stake right here.
part owner. Really? I'm part owner. I have the deed. I'm an original Pabst.
Now, look,
Right.
look. If it doesn't work for Jeff, that's fine. But I mean, for me personally, I kind of want to like just kind of see it and explore it and see what happens.
And a lot of people
It's
like
not
that.
about
Yeah,
pomp
yeah,
and
yeah.
circumstance. I'm not looking for stars or trying to get money or any of that bullshit. It's just kind of like I want to kind of know. I mean, I know where my dad came from, and they came from Ireland. They truly did. But my mom's side's kind of queer. I don't know where that came from, but it sounds like she was Northern Germany,
And I think for a lot of people, knowing that you where you came from and that the people ahead of you, it kind of grounds you a little bit.
I find solace in that.
Yeah.
I find that knowing where I come from makes me feel more whole.
Yeah,
You're
not important. It's not the right word. It's,
tribal kind of.
it's
I got a sense of
You-
belonging.
you matter.
Yeah.
Like in the line of
Yeah, it's like I didn't just show up here one day and
Right.
zoop, here I am and I'm out of nothing. No, I came from somewhere.
No,
and
your
know
parents had sex. And you came
yeah,
out of your
but
mom's
their
loins.
parents had sex and their parents had sex, and
Yes.
there's a story. That lineage that comes to you is all a miracle. And the
Yeah,
reason why
yeah.
you don't respect that is your
I didn't say I don't
thing.
respect it.
the
I just don't care.
right.
well to me
It
that-
means,
but
doesn't
what-
mean
but
anything
what-
to me.
But hold on. What if you found out you were a direct descendant of King Turmeric?
Turmeric.
yeah.
Well, there you go.
I mean, that's a game changer, right?
I'd be no inflammation ever.
Wow, you went into Gregorian chant. Wow, that's
What's the
amazing.
turmeric the king.
Turmeric.
Yeah, the only way I'd do it is if Julie had some desire to try it.
Well,
I have no desire.
but that's what's crazy. So my wife, we've never,
and I'd fight back and push against it.
we've never talked about 23andMe. This Jim Beam experience, where all these beams and this family tree of beams makes her want to do 23andMe.
Again, I'd research and use one other than 23andMe.
I think I will. I think I will.
So you would do it if it weren't 23andMe.
No.
So it's not 23andMe.
Even our producer's laughing over there. He's
No,
like,
it's just
I still wouldn't do it.
Well, no, I
Fuck
would
you
not.
all.
If I was going to do it, it would. If I was going to do it, it would not be 23andMe.
Right.
It would be something else. But I don't really have a desire to give my DNA to somebody.
I totally get that.
I think
know.
it's kind of a novelty.
You know, all
It
these
is, it
all
is
these
a novelty. That's a great word for that.
all these companies get hacked. Next thing you know, 23andMe just got hacked. All your DNA information has just been released.
Yes.
What the fuck is going to happen there?
They're going to come after you somehow.
You know?
Actually, the most fascinating thing to me is they're cracking cold cases.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, because the
How
granddaughter.
often do they see that though?
Yeah, no, the granddaughter gets on 23andMe, and then as soon as 23andMe, like you said, is selling that shit to the government.
Yep.
23andMe says, "Bing, bing, 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 bing. We just got a hit on the DNA of a crime scene back in 1961."
Yep.
And so we know now that it's if a male relative of this girl who's 18 just and so
they know
and it's
it-
fucking crazy.
and they know that it's what they call familial,
yes.
where it's like direct family or like
Yes.
the second or third distance.
Yes, and so they say it's either an uncle, a great uncle, a grandfather, or a father.
Right.
And so they go check it out, and sure enough, here's this 80-year-old. He's like, "Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, I was a Nazi camp
Yeah,
sergeant.
sorry, I killed 41 people. It was a bad year."
Gosh.
Well,
I normally do 60.
on the flip side of that, I'm trying to figure out do I actually have any unknown kids out there?
Oh, you have a bunch.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
look, there are some dudes like
I'm
us
thinking,
out there
I'm thinking
that
80 or 90.
there are dudes like us out there that they live life and they have one night stands. You don't know. I mean,
Dude,
you don't
no, you
know.
don't.
I mean,
Yeah, but do you want to open that can of worms?
No. Well, you know that's
Oh
what
my
happened.
God!
is
that's
that what you're
enough-
afraid of, Jeff?
I am.
Yeah,
I've got
He's got
hundreds of
illegitimate kids.
I did.
You slept with everyone.
Well, that's what happened to that doctor. Is it Missouri? It was at a sperm
Oh, so-
bank.
he was using his own sperm.
And the way he got busted is because of the not 23andMe or something just like that.
Yes.
So now they have this huge network, and they're keeping an eye on it. Whenever someone else joins it, they get hey, I'm your sister,
Oh,
and here's your story.
no. Yeah, did you catch that?
How many nuts did that guy fucking
It's like
pop in a tube?
hundreds of
He
kids.
was using his own sperm instead of the sperm, like anonymous sperm donor bank
Yep.
thing. It was
Yep.
awful.
Yep.
I wonder if he was paying himself.
And the one reason they caught him is because he was handing down a genetic deformity
Yeah.
that all his kids got.
Like tiny penises.
It was.
know.
But it's a bunch of girls, so.
Oh.
And guys, so I don't know how that translates to girls.
Oh my God.
Tiny vagina.
No,
Tiny
it was
clitoris.
something weird. It was a deformity. It was an irregularity that they had flagged. They're kind of like, this is awkward. I remember that story. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
It was a documentary I saw, and I don't think anything happened to him. I think he just retired and kind of went his way.
He doesn't get like, yeah. What crime would you get?
I don't know. I think he.
Is there a crime on the books for that? Excessive sperm donation?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what was the deal on that? I mean, was he like replacing other people's sperm? So hey,
Yeah.
look, this
Well,
is
he was misleading them into thinking that it was,
yeah.
picked
It
from
was a regular sperm
sample
bank.
51 is from a Jamaican god
whoa,
from
Yes.
Mr. King
Yes.
Turmeric.
But hold up. Yeah, I want a direct descendant from King Turmeric.
Yeah.
That's what I. No, but when you are picking sperm, I mean, don't you?
You have profiles.
Yeah,
They're
don't.
all him.
They're going through slide picture after picture, and it's just him.
It's just
him.
Right.
Is there anybody besides the guy that works here?
Well, no, he didn't say it was him, but this doctor
I'm King Turmeric.
was this guy, right?
Turmeric.
Or this,
Turmeric.
turmeric.
Yeah. By the way, where'd you pull that out of your ass? Turmeric.
You were
I was talking about magnesium and calcium, and you're like turmeric.
Well, you had all these like elements and spices and stuff.
Well, that's
really.
Yes, minerals.
Anyway,
cayenne.
but when
I
you're
wanna be
picking
included.
sperm from a sperm bank, don't you want to know if heck he's 6'4" and he's like
Well,
really
yeah.
built
Yes,
and he's
they,
athletic,
yes, they
And he's
have all
hung
those
like a government
profiles.
mule.
he's
but-
hung like
But he,
an elephant.
but he tossed all the guys who donated shit and put his sperm in there. It says,
Is that what it
See,
was?
So that's bullshit. That should be a massive civil lawsuit.
But look, what happens? Let's just say he shows up at the office. He's been drinking. It's late at night. Or let's just say he's been working all day, and he decides, hey, I'm gonna have a couple drinks. And he's have a couple drinks. He's like, yeah, and he's walking around. He's like, he stumbles. And he like lands on the shelf, and the shelf falls over, and like 1,500 samples just come crashing.
And
And
then
he's
now-
like, oh my God,
And he's-
I've got to replace all these
I'm
samples.
gonna get fired.
and he's doing like a snow angel in him.
Yeah.
Why would he be doing that?
Well, 1,500
Oh.
samples, that's quite a lot.
You could do a little break.
But why a
break dancing.
snow angel?
Yeah, he's
Like,
like
where's
laying in
where's
a.
that come into play?
Is he
do, like, the
basking in
worm
a?
in it?
Oh, just a
in a
worm. Okay,
sea
that I
of
understand.
Spilt
Hold on.
samples?
No, I understand the worm. Just the snow angel threw me off. Okay.
I mean, what if it
What
was one of
the-
those cases? He's kind of like, yeah, well, these things are damaged now. I got to replace all of them, and I don't want to
I
get
don't
in
know.
trouble. And it's
I've
like,
got to start
no
jacking.
harm, no foul.
Let's
I've
start-
got to start stretching. I got a long night ahead of
Jesus,
me.
I've got 8 hours for 15.
1,500 vials.
I'm cramping.
Oh,
Oh.
So-
Okay, this got weird.
What?
Can we move on? This came out of 23andMe. Is that what happened here?
Yes.
Let's move on. This is
About-
just painful.
I need more zinc.
These hydration is what that is.
I'm amazed he didn't go to jail.
All
That's
right.
just
I
that's,
don't believe he did.
So, you had to. We got back from Colorado. You got a phone call, and you had to go visit your pops.
Yeah, I got a call pretty. When did I get back? Wednesday. He called me Monday. I think it was a Monday. He was being rushed to the ER.
crazy.
He was having physical therapy at his house, and his physical therapist was like, "You're not good." So they called the ER. He ended up in the ER, and he was there for a few days. I couldn't get a hold of him because he left his
Thank
phone.
God for your physical therapist being
Oh yeah,
Yes.
diligent.
yeah.
Just kinda-
So he left his phone at home. So the only people I was talking to were nurses, right? And
How frustrating is that?
yeah. So my
The older
sis-
generation just don't understand the phone being
Well,
important.
well, he was not doing well. He was going to the ambulance, so he's not. Let me get my phone.
Well, that's a good point.
Right. So
I don't think any of us would be. but-
yeah. So my sister tracked him down. She started calling hospitals, and found him, and that's how we kind of got on the talking to the nurses, and it was he was septic they didn't know what was going on. at first.
But it was not good.
It was bad. I think he had pneumonia. He was septic. They cleared all that up, and then they put him. And then his heart really started to struggle. So they put him on. They had to move him to ICU and put him on. I don't remember what the drug was, but something that basically kept his heart beating.
Crazy.
And they said, and then finally at the end of the week, he's like, "I want to go home. I'm done with this. I don't want to die here."
Yeah, but okay, so it was a dire situation, and you got on a plane, and boom.
Well, yeah, he's like, "I want to go home," and this is the nurses are like, "He wants to go home." It's like, and what we're all afraid of is when we stop this medicine, he won't make it home.
Ugh, awful.
So I got on the plane. My sister got on a plane. We got out there on a Sunday, and so he was in the hospital for about a week when we got out there, and they were gonna stop everything on Monday. So we hung out with him all day Sunday. Got him some Starbucks. We got him some pizza. We got pizza.
Yeah, but you were doing end of life arrangements.
Yeah, we were thinking
you're
this
like-
is his last meal, right?
Yeah, and you're like doing the things that we all think about, like administrative stuff.
Yeah, we were thinking about all that. We asked him, "What do you want to eat tonight? You can have whatever you want." He's like, "How about pizza?" So
He
I
went
found-
with pizza, huh?
went with pizza, and
What pizza was it?
some local joint. It was pretty good, actually.
It wasn't Newman's own frozen pizza.
No, it was.
That's our favorite pizza.
It was not. It was just some local joint out there. It was actually pretty good. And we got that, and all the grandkids FaceTimed him, thinking this is it.
Oh, how cool is that?
So he was FaceTiming with all the kids on Sunday, and then
Talk about a mortality moment.
yeah. And
I'm just trying to think what was going through your dad's mind.
well, he was just sitting there. He was in his chair. He wasn't in bed. He was in his chair, and and they were coming in, and the nurses were talking to me and my sister, and they were like,
This could be it,
it's not looking good.
right?
And the doctor finally came in late Sunday, and she's basically the same thing. I'm the doctor. I've been seeing him for the week, and this is what we think is going to happen. But we really don't know.
Right.
It's keeping his heart moving, and we think when we pull these 2 drugs away from him that it's just going to stop.
Could be it.
So that happened Monday. So we come in Monday. We're hanging out for a few hours. Again, he wanted his soy latte, so we got him that. And
he was just picking off a menu of like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want
yeah,
this.
he's like, fuck it,
And I want a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and I want this. I mean, all the stuff that he would like.
Yep. And we have hospice coming in. We're like, this is our plan. We're gonna do this, and this, and but we're not gonna take him home if he's not gonna make it, right? So you're gonna remain here and die here, unfortunately, because we're not going to put you in an ambulance for you to die on the way to your home, kind of a thing.
Awful.
So we had that whole discussion. Do you want the chaplain to come in? Do you want the veterans to come in because he's a veteran and all that stuff? And
yeah.
so we had all that talk, and so about 10 o'clock they started turning the drugs down. Finally,
So out of curiosity, did he choose the vet thing?
No, he didn't want any of that.
Yeah, he was just like, I just want to go home.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to go home.
No pomp and circumstance. Let me just fucking let me go home.
Yep. And he goes, if
Okay.
I die, it's time.
Right.
He's like, I'm ready to see your mom again. So,
right.
so,
I got you.
and then, they were turning the drugs down, and we were hanging out, and I was kind of listening to the thing and looking at the thing, at his blood pressure and everything improved.
Right.
And the nurses were coming in. They were surprised. Doctors were coming in. They're surprised. They're like, we were out there watching it, and we're like, we can't believe what we're seeing.
Oh, my God.
So his vitals improved. His attitude improved. Whole 9 yards. So he got dressed. They loaded him on the ambulance, took him home. My sister and I met him there, got him inside. We hung out there for about 10 days.
10 days?
Yeah, just to make sure.
10 days after they thought he might not make it home.
So we were there for 10 days after that fact.
Awesome.
And we're like, if you make it to this day and everything's fine, we're going to get flights home.
Yeah, what the hell? You can't stay there forever.
Yeah, so he's like, you kids go. He's like, you got your life. I'm doing good. He's showering himself, using the restroom, feeding himself, getting up, walking around.
Unbelievable.
Whole 9 yards. So, he's weak as hell. Just because he was in the hospital for
He's getting stronger though, right?
a little bit. Yeah.
How's his heart though? Is it
No,
clearing
his
up
heart-
better?
No, it's not gonna.
Well, yeah, it's
it's
irreversible.
congestive heart failure. It's
So
not going to get better.
they made a choice a decision was made for them to not put a defibrillator or the other one. What's the other one that
pacemaker.
Pacemaker.
pacemaker? So they chose not to put both of them in there.
Well,
Right.
but that's not the issue that he has.
He has congestive heart failure.
Yeah, when you have a heart that doesn't constantly miss beating, that's not the right word, arrhythmia, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what
That's what a pacemaker's for.
Yep.
Is to
Congestive
keep
heart
it-
failure is he's pumping at 30%.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a muscle issue, meaning the
It's-
heart is failing.
Yeah.
So when,
it's pumping, that's barely pumping.
Right.
So Tara's grandmother had this congestive heart failure, and they put both of them in her, and it extended her life.
Really?
Correct.
Okay. Well,
They didn't think he would survive
the surgery.
because they talked about it. And they were like,
what an amazing story.
yeah. So we left a week ago today, last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he called me on Monday. He has CNAs coming out. He has an RN coming out, checking on him.
Good.
Whole nine
Very
yard.
good. Very good.
So someone's seeing him 4 days a week. He's got days on by himself. But he called me Monday, and he's like, Jeff, I think it's time that I move by you.
That's
Right.
huge.
So,
Huge. Because
It's also scary.
because he was fighting that.
oh, he wants to live out there and die out there.
It's got to be tough on you, man. It's got to be tough on the family, period. Just,
It is. It's difficult, and unfortunately, we're
Sucks.
all going to go through it. I'm just going through
I
it
was
now.
going to say, this is, a dudes like us reality.
We're all going to go through this.
Because I've shared my story, my father,
Yep.
right, recently.
Yep.
yeah.
So, I mean,
And,
you, Sean, are lucky that you don't seem to have any parental drama in
And
terms
you
of
would
health.
think with
But it's coming.
my parents'
we all
health,
have
I
it.
mean, they are not shining icons of health. I
Right.
mean, the thing about your dad, Jeff, is he wouldn't walk in every morning.
He's a healthy dude, yeah.
Oh, he was very
Yeah.
healthy. He ran marathons whole night. Here's his mind. He's pissed off that this has happened. He goes, "This wasn't supposed to happen."
I did
He
everything
goes,
right.
I ran all those miles. I ran those marathons. I ate healthy. I was like, Dad.
It's genetics, man.
I was like, Dad, you made it a decade more than the average man.
Oh, that's a good point.
All that stuff you did got you 10 extra years.
Yeah.
Because
And
the average man dies at around 72, 73.
It's probably the turmeric lineage.
Could be the turmeric. Help good for the joints and the inflammation.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell him. I was like, Dad, I was like, it is what it is at this point. You got an extra decade after most men would have died.
What is the average right
Yeah.
now? 76.
No, that's women. Men are 72, 73.
No shit. Still?
Yes.
I mean, my grandfather died at 70 or 71,
Yeah.
and I thought
average,
that was young. You're saying it's still 72?
Yes.
That's awful. That's so young. Don't you guys think that's young?
Yeah, it's not very far. 73 right there.
That's awful.
So think of it as that's less than 20 years for me.
But what about people that drink bourbon?
It's even less.
Oh, it's 100.
No, it's more. Yeah, I was going to say it's 150, isn't it?
You're pickling your liver.
So, the thing about
Pickling?
Pickling.
Really?
Yes.
I
No,
never framed it that way.
you know
but-
what? Actually, it kind of if you think about like the 1500s, and I'm making that up, but back then,
Yeah, they
you
lived
know,
to 31.
they didn't drink a lot of water though, and they
If
drank.
they did, it was probably shitty water.
That's why they didn't drink it. So a lot of the
But now we have microplastics.
the water they drank back then
Thank God for that.
was in alcohol. So they would drink a lot of mead. They would drink a lot of wine, and that was so alcohol was kind of incorporated in what their water intake.
Right.
You know?
Imagine this, if they didn't have bourbon back then. What a tragedy for those people.
Well, bourbon
Well-
was back in the 1700s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but think about all the people from the 1200s to
Oh.
It was,
They
like
had
in a
they had
form of
other
a cognac,
kinds of
perhaps.
the... Yeah,
They
but
started
didn't
coming
have...
up with ports, cordials,
Yeah, but they didn't have bourbon.
heavy wines.
I'm just saying, they didn't have bourbon.
So you wouldn't do well in the 1300s.
Oh, I would have sucked in the 1300s.
bourbon?
I bet you would
Yeah.
have. You've been that court jester. Hey, Mr. Paul,
Give
come
me the
over here
mead."
and start sucking.
What?
Oh, you said you just suck.
No. I didn't say suck dick.
Oh.
Yeah.
I totally misconstrued that.
Wow. Can we edit that out? That was very vulgar.
Goodness.
What?
It was very vulgar.
So-
you either suck dick or you don't, right, Sean?
I didn't say that.
Well, that is true, though.
It's
Thank you.
okay.
I have some full circle shit going on here.
A moment of clarity. A moment of clarity. Thank you, Jeff. Okay. Anyway, I'm
I
sorry.
feel like this weight's been lifted.
Finally. What the hell just happened? Okay. Anyway. Right.
So anyway, I'm hoping that he makes it. Put it that way. And I'm hoping he's here probably within a couple weeks.
And what's amazing about it, he's on bonus time. Everything he's doing right now is bonus time.
Well, it is.
Every single day
Is he elusive?
is extra day.
His memory.
Can he talk though?
Oh yeah. I talk to him like 3 times a day.
I mean, but can he hey, how you doing? Hey, what
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think? What do you think about the basketball game?
Yes.
That's huge.
What do you think? So, do you think there's an opportunity that he may sit in?
No, he
Ooh.
will not do this. He won't be able to take the stairs.
Hmm.
He uses a walker.
What if
Oh boy.
he can?
He won't.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's 2 different things here. He won't. He won't climb up the stairs, or he won't sit here in.
I don't think he would be the slight bit interested to do this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about in a month?
It'd be amazing to have his insight, though. It really would be.
I mean, we can ask him and say, "Hey, we'll bring everything
I mean,
to
not
you."
right away.
You know, they always say, like, what's your secret to life? And they're like, a Dr. Pepper and bacon every morning.
Right.
And a cigarette.
Right.
I want a
Yeah.
stogie.
And a cigarette.
And a cigarette, motherfucker.
I'm not saying no. Okay, it's his decision, right?
Damn.
We can
Yeah, I'm
ask. I
sorry.
just think he'll say no.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but it's his decision, not mine.
Move him out here. Get him acclimated, and
And
you
then
know,
we'll spring it on him.
and we'll be
put a
like,
hood-
hey, look, we're gonna have dinner over at Jeff's house, and hey, you know what? And he was like, he's like, oh, I'm doing good. He's like, he's like doing like
He
a
would
little
not
shadow
be able to-
boxing.
he would not
oh,
be able to do
shadow boxing.
Yeah,
Really?
you know,
that. He would not be able to take the stairs.
uh,
100%. He will not be able to take the stairs.
damn it.
No.
You
He has
are-
trouble
you
going
are
up one.
determined. You are really determined.
Hey man,
Yeah.
So we have no choice. We're
He's-
moving,
silver
he's-
lining.
he's-
we're moving
he's-
everything downstairs.
He's very,
I'll-
very.
I
He's
will
very,
have to
very
get the other-
physically weak.
I'll have to get the other machine.
Laying in the hospital for a week
Oh.
destroys you.
Yep, it destroyed my dad.
It
It
destroys
was
you
crazy
Yeah.
how weak he got.
in a week, even just a couple days.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is that after a couple months, he may get his. What if? I mean, just, come on, positive, silver lining.
No. That's what I said. Hey, we'll ask.
We can
Yeah.
try.
I don't think
Well,
he'll ever be able
fuck
to do
it.
the
I don't
stairs.
care if he gets up here and does it. It'd be great if he would. I was actually heartbroken that we couldn't find that podcast that he was up here where he actually
Did you
was
try
talking.
the stick?
Well, I'll have to.
Well, he was up here. What?
He
Paul wasn't here.
You did a podcast without me, you slut.
Totally did.
I
Dude,
think-
you were fucking here. Shut up. You don't remember his dad sitting right there?
It's been a couple years.
I am worried about my mental health.
Okay,
now.
so look, to be fair, he
I need to watch that. I need to catch up on
a little letter Kenny
no,
action.
it's not. It's not funny at all.
It wasn't a.
Every clip you guys send me.
Oh my
Hey.
God! You know what? You
that
need to stop
annoying-
talking.
That annoying voice.
Stop.
Your mother, blah, blah, blah. Your mother this, your mother that. Your mother
What? What are you talking about?
The irritating guy.
What is that?
Letter Kenny. Letter Kenny.
Oh, he's talking about the
What's his
hockey
name?
player.
Yeah. Your mother was a blah, blah, blah.
What the hell's
Yeah,
his
shut
name?
up. Blah, blah, blah. You're a blah,
I want to
blah,
say
blah, blah.
Shiesty, but that's not it.
Shorzy.
Shorzy.
Yes. It's not funny.
Shorzy.
It's not funny.
Shorzy.
You guys send that to me, and I'm like, that's not funny.
You know what? I won't send it to you anymore if you don't appreciate it.
Thank
The
you.
show is
I
funny.
appreciate that.
The show is
Yeah.
funny. It's very smart.
But
Written.
so in your defense, Paul, it wasn't an official podcast. It was like during an event. He was here for I think Brandon's graduation or Steven's graduation. I think it was Steven's graduation.
It's probably Stevens.
And he was out here already. He was, hey, why don't you come up to the room, check it out? I was like, why don't you have a seat here? Hey, put the headphones on.
So I wasn't here.
No, you were. Oh, you were here. You were here. You were sitting here,
I don't think
and we
I
were
was.
all sitting here, and we were all. You weren't here.
I don't think I was.
We've had this
We'll
conversation
have to find
that's
this.
very similar,
That wasn't a.
where you absolutely said this didn't happen, and you have been proved wrong every single time.
I'm skeptical.
Well, let's just put it this way:
just like you.
there was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of drinking going on.
I don't drink.
You don't drink
Shit.
what?
I think the only one who didn't drink
You
was my
don't drink
dad.
water when you're drinking alcohol?
Our producer is like gagging over there, coughing and gagging, and okay, I get it. I don't remember anything anymore. I get it. Okay, well that would be wonderful to listen to that.
It's just I don't even know if we have it.
Is that the
anymore.
bootleg copy?
We have it. I think it's on that flash drive.
What'd you call it? The seller.
The bootlegs.
No, it's not something that we're going to ever make public. But I mean, he did not. There may have been certain parts he enjoyed because he did laugh, but the final sign off, he was kind of like, "I'm fucking done. You guys are idiots."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all are children.
He didn't
Yeah.
say that, but I mean, it was just kind of like he was.
He just kind of gets that sour look.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
I'm done.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
this
guys
was not
are-
as funny
Is
as-
this what you guys do on fucking Tuesday nights? What the fuck?
That's exactly right.
Really? This is what you do.
This is what he'd be
Right.
like, Jeff. Is this what you do?
You are a loser.
Like
Yeah,
me.
you're so disappointing to me.
Now I understand why you don't want the lineage all fucking laid
Yeah,
out.
there
You're
we go.
like, fuck that. I'm just
Yeah.
disowned. I'm
Right.
disowned. That's why.
Every generation was awesome until Jeff.
Right. No shit.
fucking
Yeah, wouldn't that suck?
fucking Deadpool.
Dude, seriously, wouldn't that suck? So
You have all scientists and doctors, and
yes,
then you.
imagine you do 23andMe and you find out this guy was a billionaire. This guy invented the steam engine. This guy like changed the world, and then there was Jeff. How that would be shitty, right?
I have a podcast.
Yeah, every Tuesday night, motherfucker. Oh, sorry, there I go again.
Oh well, it's better than a father.
That's the second time I've dropped MFer. What's going on with me right now?
Gosh, it's the booze.
I must be angry.
Well, you haven't drank that much.
It's the bourbon that we're drinking.
Let's have more.
Well, you know, hold on. So look. So let's move
Oh.
this. Let's move this on because actually there's a lot more to your story. Oh,
There's bourbon to talk about.
we're talking about the Johnny Drum. Not Johnny Depp. Johnny Drum is the Kentucky bourbon
sounded like
from a
porn
private
music.
stud. This is from the Willett Distillery. So the guys that made those mills,
Wish.
which is like one of my favorite bourbons.
Very, very respected distillery, by the way.
You know, I started off sampling this, and
You're like, it tastes like cod.
no, it tastes here. It tastes like
Hit me.
fish oil.
Yeah.
You know,
A light pour. Perfect.
God, it tastes like
It's like a 3-ounce pour you just dumped
it's
in
not
there.
a 3-ounce pour. It's
Holy
barely
sh-
one.
God, tomorrow's shot.
It's such a butt muffin.
This this is actually, I think, very similar to what we just had,
It's very what?
to the redemption we just had.
I'm tasting something completely different than you guys aren't.
Okay, hold
mean-
on. Can we go through some specs here? This is 101 proof.
No, it's
Yeah.
50.5. 101 proof.
that'd be
Nice.
101.
It's a Kentucky bourbon. It's a straight, which means
It's not gay.
Age 2 years at least.
it's not gay. Bardstown, Nelson County, Kentucky. I was just there.
You were.
I was.
you
stayed,
lucky son of a
I
cow.
stayed there for 2 nights. Okay. And what else do we know? That's too small for me to read.
It's Willet, you said.
You know what? I'm not a big fan of the label.
I'm not either.
It reminds me of Johnny Rocket's burger joint. Look at the label, seriously.
Johnny Drum private stock. Look. This
Anyway,
is.
But that doesn't matter. The label
You know
doesn't
what?
matter.
I think. How much was this?
Probably about $40.
Yeah, I think it's worth it, and it's not a bad bourbon.
It's 101 proof.
It's got a little peppermint kind of thing. After everything's said and done, I've got the remnants of aftertaste of peppermint. A little mint.
Johnny Drum.
I
little
think
mint?
it's good. I think it's solid.
It's a 6.2.
I would
It says
just
the palate is a snowball rolling over fruits, vanilla, and spices.
just stop. Really, a snowball rolling over.
Mixing them all
guys-
together in a well-balanced, complex whiskey.
If I wasn't
With
looking
the E.
if I wasn't looking at the screen, I would say you're totally bullshitting us. It literally says a
Yes.
snowball rolling over fruits, vanilla, and spices. You know what? This one takes the cake.
Snowball.
But everything you read there is perfect because it does envelop a kind of a high spice fruit, and it ends in a little vanilla, and it's got a very leather taste.
Leatherly.
What is that? It's a very oily. It's very viscousy.
Is it viscousy?
Actually, It's not viscousy at all, but it tastes oily.
It's in sheets.
It tastes to me like when my first sample was like total fish oil.
Actually, there's no legs at all. It's solid sheets.
Yeah, well, that's because
What does that mean again?
It's thick.
it's the viscosity.
Viscosity.
It's the viscosity.
It's not super watered down.
Oh, it does have legs.
I'm gonna get it a 6.4.
I'm at 6'2".
I'm with about a 6'2".
So throw out the high, throw out the low.
So keep mine.
6.3.221.
There you go. To the third.
Blip.
Repeating.
Repeating, of course.
Of course.
You know, the tasting notes were courtesy of Bill Thomas from the Jack Rose
Dining Saloon.
Dining Saloon.
Was it? What was it? What was the Jack Rose? Which one was the SNL? The Deep Thoughts by something.
Jack Handy.
Jack Handy. Oh my
Yes.
God!
You remember the Michael Jordan one?
Oh,
You're
no.
good enough. You're smart enough. Oh, that
No.
wasn't Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy, though.
Gosh darn it! You're good looking too.
Yes,
Right?
and he started to crack up. It was so funny. Caitlin Clark was on SNL. I didn't see it, but she was on
It was
SNL.
supposedly
But
a
hold-
surprise visit.
Really?
Whatever.
Oh, really? So pull up Kate. God bless it. What's her name?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark SNL. There was a little skit that she did. You know, she is such a cute big woman.
And says all the right things. Her upbringing has made her say all the right things in the right moments in terms of humility and gracious, and America is responding to that. They're used to athletes being me, blah, 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 and she is not that.
It is kind of strange
So
seeing
she
her
wrote-
with makeup.
She wrote. She wrote a few jokes for the SNL appearance for that one show with the black guy and the
The weekly update.
the weekly update.
I'm
so see if
sure
we can't
she
get
didn't
some of
write
this.
them.
Draft is this
Here we go.
Monday, and Iowa star Caitlin Clark is expected to be the #1 pick. Here to comment is Caitlin Clark.
Dude, she is the shit right now.
Her eyebrows are a little distracting.
Really?
Not to me.
I think she's awesome. This is going to be interesting.
Thanks for having me.
But nothing for my joke, whatever. I am a fan, Caitlin, by the way.
Really, Michael? Because I heard that little apron joke you did.
Well, yeah, it was a joke. We're just having fun, you know?
You make a lot of jokes about women's sports, don't you, Michael?
I wouldn't say a lot, but, it's not on the regular.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot.
That guy's
I actually
funny.
sort of made a supercut. Take a look.
Well, no, we don't have to do that. A number of
We
sports
don't have to
bars
do that.
around the country are promising to only show women's basketball games during March Madness. The bars are known collectively as the empty ones. Claims that
Ouch.
recent stories on the Sports Illustrated website were actually generated by AI. And it's already making glaring mistakes. For instance, it made up something called the WNBA.
Ouch.
Iowa's Final Four game against UConn was the most watched women's college basketball game ever, with 14.2 million viewers, beating the previous record by 14.2 million viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, look at him.
What's wrong with the
He's
receipts?
like, I'm
Thanks, man.
screwed.
No problem. You know, unlike Che, I support women.
Whoa! No, hold on. I think you're a great basketball player. I mean, I can't play like you do.
Yeah, we know. And obviously, I can't tell jokes like you do.
Thank you for that.
But I did write some jokes, and it would mean a lot to me if you read some of them. Just right over there on the cards.
Well,
He says.
Should I do this? Oh, God.
the Indiana Fever have the first pick in this Monday's draft. A reminder that Indiana Fever is a WNBA team and not what Michael Che gave to dozens of women at Purdue University. You really wrote these yourself?
Yeah.
Netflix's top new show is Ripley, featuring an eerie, unsettling performance by actor Andrew Scott. Critics say it's the hardest thing to watch on Netflix since Michael Che's special Shame to Tell.
I like that one. There's more.
This year, Caitlin Clark broke the record for three-pointers in a single season, and I have three-pointers for Michael Che. 1B, 2 funnier, 3 dumbass.
That's good. You think she really wrote those?
Michael.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
no
so either.
problem, and good luck in the WNBA. I hope you have a great first season.
Thanks. I'm sure it will be a big first step for me. But it's just one step for the WNBA. Thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Donna
She's got a
Staley,
great future
and my
ahead of her.
She
basketball hero,
does.
Maya Moore. These are the women that kicked down the door so I could walk inside. So I want to thank them tonight for laying the foundation. And Michael, since you're such a big fan, I brought you a souvenir. It's an apron signed by me.
She's awesome. I'm telling you, she is.
Thank you. I can't wait to give this to my girlfriend.
You don't have a girlfriend, Michael.
Kaylee Clark, everybody.
What a great performance.
Yeah, that was good. Good stuff.
Michael Shea.
I'm calling jokes. Good night.
She is just living it up right now.
Yeah, well, and rightfully
one thing-
so. She's sparked my interest in women's basketball across the board. Whether like next year, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to give it a chance next year, and also I'm going to start watching her WNBA. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to make an attempt to.
I actually am. I
like
wanna
Jeff
see,
said.
and the reason is I want to see how she stands up against.
Correct. I want to see that.
That's really what.
I want to see how hard, especially some of these, because they've said a couple of them have said some bad things.
Oh
like-
yeah, they've been mean about it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
you're playing a bunch of 18-year-olds. Wait till you play against us.
Yes.
I'm
We've been in the NBA
I'm
for
gonna tear you up.
Oh God.
tear you a hole.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! What the hell's going
I'm
on
gonna
over there?
abuse you all night. Hold on, sorry, I lost control.
Yes.
My bad.
Yes.
Why are you so? Why are you sweating over there?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
He's-
Why am I sweating?
I don't know. It's.
I'm not sweating. What's wrong
Oh.
with you?
I thought I saw some discoloration.
I want to.
What?
With your
Ooh.
pants.
One of the things I want to discuss is we had an event that we went to before we went to Colorado.
Oh, good lord.
So the Saturday we were jam packed with things to do,
Yes.
and we had.
Was that the day before we left for Colorado?
It was. So this was
Probably.
Saturday, and we were leaving Colorado Sunday. So Saturday we had, and we
No.
look, we did good. We did
I don't
good.
think that's
can't-
right.
that
'cause
can't be
I
right.
was extremely
No, it's
hungover.
I
right.
was gonna say I was a mess the day after.
No,
and there's no way we drove to Colorado the next day.
we did. We drove Sunday.
It was the next week.
We left Sunday. We left the next day.
The next morning, you left at no.
No.
Yes, because
can't be
I
right.
drove the same vehicle to the whiskey festival
Oh, that's right.
as
he
you
did.
dumbasses took to Colorado.
You're right. He did.
But I was in ICU for at least 8
I
hours.
had an
after that.
IV.
You were picked up from Shelley. You were rescued. You had some
I
intravenous
was
things
evac.
put in, and you were
You talk about evac. I
You
was
were
evac.
evac.
He was like,
We were completely.
tantalizing.
We were so shit faced that day.
okay.
But
walk-
like
okay,
two.
Jeff, walk us through
All right, so
the
we-
anatomy of a Texas
So this,
tasting.
Well,
first of all, where'd we go?
we went
where'd we
to
go?
the
Plano.
Plano, Texas
Whiskey
Fest or
Festival.
something, whatever the hell it's
Yeah,
called.
whatever it was.
We want to go down there because our friends from 1845 was going to be down there. We wanted to
Yes.
support that.
But in addition to the whiskey festival, the whiskey festival itself it's got a bunch of stuff going on. They got
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of vendors out there. They're selling
Oh.
a bunch of
no, that's not
foods,
why we
crafts.
went, though.
It's not why we went, but it's a big event.
Food
Correct.
trucks. Yeah, food
Food
trucks.
trucks.
Food
and-
trucks, and there's a bunch of in a little
Crafts.
corner. They've got the whiskey festival where they've got 14 booths set up.
There was
of
only
various,
14.
There was only 14 booths set up
God.
of various bourbons.
We didn't make it.
We didn't make it through all 14
Did we?
No, we
They
didn't.
didn't let us hit the last one
because we were so fucked up and
Yes.
because we spent too much time.
I was
because
lying.
we had like 8 drinks at each
I was
station.
lying face down in the grass, I think on the 7th stall.
Yeah. So
After the first one, I don't even remember who the first one was.
I don't remember
After the
anything.
first one, we had 4, and they were all like 110 proof.
It was a shit show.
And we did 4 shots of that stuff, and I was like, God, if we stay at this pace,
yes.
I'm drunk after the first
the
one.
third booth we showed up, we were fucked up.
Yes.
Yes.
We're taking group pictures on the third booth,
Yeah,
and we're
because-
just like,
Here's the thing. Okay, we walk up to the table, and there's like 18 bottles of different shit that they have.
I'll try all of
Yeah.
them.
all of them.
Which one would you like a sample of? All of them. Yes, all of them. Right now. Immediately.
I brought my own cup.
Oh, my God. It was a disaster.
That's a crap.
We went way too fast, yet
We were such newbies.
we still weren't fast enough to get through all of them.
We were newbies.
But we had a lot of great conversations. We laughed a lot.
did.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun.
And
It was a good time.
I recruited a couple. Hopefully, they're listening at the moment. But I mean, we recruited some guys into the podcast. I mean, we were like, "Listen, if you want to know more about bourbon,
we met an illegal immigrant. What was that guy's name? The illegal immigrant?
Oh, we partied with him.
Yeah, he went to the bar with us.
Oh, that's right. He did kind of.
What was his name?
He was Canadian. He was an illegal.
What was his name?
Rufus.
Illegal.
I think. Well, no, I don't think it
I
was
have no idea
illegal.
what his name was.
Oh,
We gave him such a hard time. I feel bad about it now.
I don't even think I really talked to him.
I did.
You guys were across the table. I've got lots of pictures of that.
He had
we had bandanas,
but he had a very interesting
That's right.
story.
We were wearing bandanas.
Oh my god!
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
pictures of us with bandanas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the next thing I know, it's like a car pulls up. Paul, get in! And I'm like, where are we going? Okay, who are you? Oh, that's my wife.
Well, she
We
reached
got
out to
evac.
me.
Dawson and I got evac'd. Totally like,
Well, Dawson got blown up too, didn't he?
oh, he did. But he's more conditioned. He's got a younger liver than I do.
This is true.
No.
I mean, come on, man.
Well, we did fine. We ended up after you left, we ended up hitting a couple more food trucks, and we sobered up pretty quick.
Did
I
you
mean,
really?
Oh yeah.
I
I
did
mean,
not.
Yeah,
I mean, I drove home. I drove home fine, right?
Oh, good Lord.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's great.
I remember the drive home.
I got home.
Chuck was sitting in the front, and his eyes were kind of like watching everything I did.
I don't remember much of the drive home.
No.
All I know is I was
So
hungover
bad.
at 8 o'clock that night. I
So
was
I
sitting there, and
remember-
I was like, I'm hungover, and I haven't even gone to bed yet.
I remember getting home, and Dawson and I were like, we're playing horse. And we get out on the driveway, and I think there was 9 straight air balls from both of us. And we're like, yeah, we can't do this right now. And then I went inside, and I sat down on the couch, and I'm like, hey, let's watch.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I passed out on the couch.
Well,
And, it was like 4 o'clock.
Yes.
I had all my bags packed by then. I mean, I packed them the night before.
We really left the next day?
Yeah, we left.
I was up because I hadn't packed yet, so I was packing hungover, going,
So-
this sucks.
So was I.
I had all my shit ready to go. I didn't have to
No.
worry about
And I
that.
was like, I have to wake up like at 6:30 or 7 tomorrow.
But we did great.
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. I was outside. I left the keys in the car for you. I
Yeah.
had all my shit packed in the car. I was ready to go. I was pumped. I was
Yeah.
jazzed. I was excited because, you know what? I mean, I was excited for Austin because he was seeing his friends off. And,
Yes.
you know, I know it was going to be a sad moment for him. And, saying goodbye to your friends that you've grown up for a very long time.
That's tough. That's
It's
life.
tough.
That's life, but it's tough.
It is. You know, when I lived in New Jersey, and even for that short amount of time, like up to where I was not even graduate, but from junior high to high school, you know, I was with a group of people for like 4 years, and that bond that we had, and I moved from from New Jersey to fucking armpit of a Texas, El Paso,
El Paso.
and
Sean Cruz.
yeah, mind you, El Paso's beautiful, but it's a piece of shit,
it?
man. It is beautiful. I love it.
Still?
When's
the last time you went out there?
Probably 2 years.
Why would it be different?
Oh,
Like the
Migrants?
well,
illegals?
But I'm talking about No, he's talking about like the landscape. And,
yeah.
that
Both,
doesn't-
As
both
you're
are-
overlooking the Rio Grande, you see Juarez, the shanty town.
and
Yeah.
the razor
look,
wire.
When I was
Yes.
there, when I used to live in El Paso, going over to Juarez was a kind of a cool thing. We go there, we go visit the
Yeah.
flea markets.
Julie used to do that.
And it was fantastic. You know, we go over there, we go buy some cool shit, we come back.
Dude.
They had these glass factories. We buy all this fresh hand blown
Yes.
stuff. It's beautiful. We buy like silver necklaces.
Is
It
that-
was
is
a
that
wonderful
Any
experience.
of that stuff there now?
It's there, but it's not. It's different now
But
because
people don't do that.
because
Don't go over there.
there's no tourists that go over there because
It's
It's
dangerous.
the drug lords have taken over, and who are the guys that are sending the illegal immigrants? What are they called?
The coyotes.
Yes, coyotes with another word.
Human
Cartel.
smugglers.
The cartel
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the cartel has taken over.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, it's sad. You know, and I have a lot more stories. I'm not going to get into it, but you know, I was firsthand seeing some of the crazy shit going on. over there.
Well, even when I went out there, it was about 20 years ago, if not a little bit more, because my wife went to school out there, and she had some friends out there. She was getting married. She's like, yeah, the hills, the mountains up here, you don't go because that's where the banditos
Yeah,
are.
well, I went to that
You
same
don't go
school.
up there,
That's insane.
and that's on the U.S. side.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I went to that same school. I was there for one semester before I moved up to Dallas.
Crazy.
You know, and the type of that area was on the west side. I was on the east side of El Paso. That was where the Sun Bowl's at, where
Right.
UTEP is at.
Yep.
That was all rich area. You know, just people that had a lot of money lived on that side.
And honestly,
It was nicer and prettier though.
I couldn't tell you what it looks like out there. I just imagine that it's not what it used to be 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No,
Unfortunately,
it's not.
I mean,
It's
the
not.
mountains. The mountains
That's
were
too bad.
pretty.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Is that I found that the area was beautiful. I mean, where I lived at, you know, I was able to walk over the fence and walk for miles and miles and miles. When I would like get on my bike, my 10-speed.
Your electric
Your
tricycle?
Schwinn. Was it a Schwinn?
No, I don't remember what it was. But, you know, it was. But I got on a 10-speed and I would drive out because we lived on a military base, Fort Bliss, Biggs Airfield, Fort Bliss. And when we would drive out, when I would get on the 10-speed, I would get on roads on base because the base Fort Bliss is like one of the biggest forts in the United States, and you can go for miles and miles where there's nothing out there.
Right.
And it was kind
Is
of
that been
amazing.
when the bikes had like the ram horn
Yes.
handles.
Yes.
They don't have those anymore, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Do they have the same?
Oh yeah, of course.
They curve down.
Oh yeah.
And mine had
Yes.
it. It actually it was more than a 10-speed. I think it was a 12-speed, but it doesn't matter. Look at me.
12s.
Is that is that an 8-speed you got
But
there?
the cool thing
What a
is that
joke.
when I would drive way out there, but the turnaround
You
point
didn't drive,
was
you ride.
I rode the bicycle all the way out there. I would ride up to there was a border patrol station out there,
Ooh.
and it was way out in the middle of Fort Bliss. And I don't know if it was a border patrol, but it was something similar to that.
But
ISIS?
No.
They were
ISIS.
doing
ISIS.
construction out there.
Not ISIS.
So the road basically, you would come to a roadblock
Yes.
and there'd be a gate there, and you wouldn't be able to enter. And they were doing all kinds of construction. And I had driven out there at night, and I'd snuck around, and I would look and see this thing.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, whatever, man. That's
Hell,
what
they're like,
kids
get
do.
on the ground, get on the ground now.
Yeah, well, it kind of happened like that, but not
Did it
really. Well, I mean, they were like, "Dude, you can't be here. What's
No.
going on?" You know, but I was a kid back then. It didn't matter. They didn't give it. It was the 80s.
And you had a 10-speed.
I was like,
No, it's 12-speed.
You're like, bro, I got a
but
12
my
speed.
point is that I went out there. I drove out there, and the
Did you see a UFO?
installation. No, there was nothing like that.
Was
But
it Roswell? Are we talking about
no,
Roswell?
Area
it
51?
wasn't nothing anything like that. My point is
Were they
to
testing
give
nuclear
you
weapons?
a grasp of the building. What it was. It went down. It was a 2-story building, but the basement went down like 10. It was like hundreds of feet down, and they had all the stairs going all the way down. And when you look down, you're like, oh my god! It's like you throw a rocket. It's like take 2 minutes for it to hit the ground.
You know what that was?
What?
Men in Black.
That's how they caught
No.
you. You're throwing rocks down there. Like, who the hell's throwing rocks down
No,
here?
son of a
Fucking
bitch.
idiot.
We're
Take his bike, beat him to death.
We're trying to do nuclear shit down here.
yeah.
We're
Now-
about to detonate a bomb, you idiot.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool back then. Whatever. It was just a normal thing that they do on military bases, I guess. I don't know.
Break into forbidden zones.
For
That's
kids
normal?
like me, yes. I mean, they would let like military brats go anywhere. I mean, we would show up like on the big Army airfield,
You'd
and
race the jets.
Yeah.
no,
You're like,
but they
let's stand in front of it until
they,
it goes right
they
over
would
our
let
heads.
us into certain areas. We hop in these simulators and we sit down and we play the games that they were doing. Dude, the simulators they had back then were less complicated than the video games we play right now. I mean, seriously, I had more hours on planes than they did.
So you could
You
fly
should
in it.
become a pilot.
Yeah, you
I should have.
You
Yeah.
should have been. You know, in your lineage, there's a lot of pilots.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
your-
think my actual
Your
lineage there's a lot of
great-great-grandfather
sailors.
was one of the Wright brothers.
Hold on, there's a lot of
There's
sailors.
sailors.
Oh, I like the way Jeff says that. That's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
Me
man.
too. That's kind of hot.
Yeah. Not really. Can you hear me some more of that Johnny Drum?
I think we may
Oh.
be able to
We are gonna-
infinity bottle that.
Do we want to?
Well,
Do we rate it?
6.2, I believe.
Yeah, we did something.
I gave it a
like that.
6.4.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! The
And
We
then
did rate it.
6.2, 6.2, and the average is 6.3,
Oh, we gave it a
4, 5, 6,
6.3.
8.
6.3,
Repeating, of course.
Yes, we did.
oh,
So we'll infinity that.
We have so much more to catch up on.
We didn't. I don't know if we finished the Whiskey Fest. Anyway,
We didn't.
We didn't. We
kind of did.
Well, we did. So we hit the bar, and we met a couple people at the bar, and I feel kind of stupid, and I'm going to do a shout out to them, but we'll have to catch up on. Let's finish the whiskey bar.
They were awesome. That
They
couple.
were.
That
Oh my
couple.
god, the couple. The dude was kind of like, I was like, hey,
Yes.
where'd your girlfriend go? And he's like, she had to go. I'm gonna take a shit. And I was like, what?
We like you, dude.
He's like,
You're
he's
cool.
like laughing. Oh, don't tell her I said that when she comes back. And I was like, oh.
And you did, of course.
I totally told her. They both laughed, and there's a picture. I put it on Instagram.
Yeah, they were really, really cool.
The dudes like
And we
us.
met- yeah, we
Fort
met 'em
Flash
at-
Shop
we-
podcast.
We met him at the bar. Yeah. But we have so much more to talk about. Next week, we got to catch up on a lot of the other things.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, guys, cheers.
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 I just want to say one thing.
One thing.
I love both you motherfuckers.
Oh, we love you, dude.
Yeah, you guys are great, and
This is what happens when we don't have a podcast in a month.
no, we're
You get
all,
sentimental.
but we're
yeah.
all going through things.
Oh yeah.
And look, we're all here for each other.
We are.
I'm looking at you, Jeff.
Oh yeah. Well, we all need it.
Lean on us.
Yeah.
All right,
Seriously.
you've got some good friends here. We'll help you out. All right, that's what dudes like us should do.
Agreed.
It's April 17th, the second half. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for staying at Love Is Gay. Fag.
Mr. 21.
Mr. 21 years old.
Mr. I can drink anytime
Mr.
I want,
Austin.
motherfucker.
Dudes like us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.